of all First Nation, Métis, and Inuit peoples on the land in which we gather here today. So we did have an opportunity to have a conversation with the Algonquins. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here with us, but the Algonquins have been a strong partner with the County of Renfrew and many of the local municipalities for a number of years. So, we continue to appreciate their support. And when in talking to the Algonquins, housing is an important file for them as well. So, with that, we'll continue on. And I think what I'll do is we'll start with our first guest, and we'll invite John Yakubuski up to come and provide greetings. So John Yakubuski, our MPP, member of Provincial Parliament. I think John has just celebrated 20 years as being our member of Provincial Parliament. So congratulations for that, John. And I think you've topped it off this week by being appointed the Parliamentary Assistant to the Ministry of Energy, in fact, which has been your portfolio as critic for some time. So congratulations on that appointment, John. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Paul, and thank you to everyone for joining us today. And believe me, it's a lot easier being a critic than it is anything else. Although now that I'm on the other side of that, I understand how difficult it is for others. Anyway, when we talk about housing, I want to go back a few years, and it's not just about housing, but we could see a few years ago that there were cracks in so many of the things that we're dealing with at all levels of government. And the pandemic came along, and it really exposed those cracks, and it blew them wide open in all sectors. And one of the challenges that it showed us was that we have a massive deficit when it comes to skilled labor in so many sectors. It doesn't matter whether it's healthcare, education. Now it's showing we've got shortages in every sector, and the construction sector. My son is a Red Seal carpenter, so I hear about that a lot. And we've addressed that in so many ways with our 4 different bills with respect to working for workers and trying to make it a more attractive place to be in the construction and building sector. And I say that because we have, I think what everybody would agree, no matter what level of government or what chair you're sitting here today, we have a housing crisis. It didn't happen overnight, but it's now evident for anybody to see. And one of the things that's quite frankly out there is our population has grown far faster than our ability to house the population. And it doesn't matter whether you're coming to this country as a newcomer or you're raising a family. We want to have a job for you, but if you don't have a place to live, you can't even take the job. So it's all this chicken and the egg and the cart and the horse and all of those kinds of discussions that have been going on that have made it so critical to address the housing crisis. So I want to thank the County of Renfrew for taking this initiative. Some of these meetings are something similar to them, are taking place across the province. Because it isn't just Renfrew County, it's all across the province, it's all across the country. Indeed, it's a worldwide problem. Our populations are growing, and we don't have enough places for them to live. But it's particularly acute here in North America. So to be able to bring people like you together, to be able to let us know as one of the partners what we can do or what should be being done or what will impact you more here in Renfrew County than others, or what doesn't make what work in Renfrew County that might work somewhere else, is all a critical part of the conversation. And I know that, and the reality is that we do have different levels of government, and the fact is that we live in a political system, and sometimes things look more political than practical sometimes. And that's one of the things that I think we need to get past. I know that the federal government made a huge announcement the other day, a $6 billion announcement, but there's a lot of caveats and there's a lot of conditions attached to that, which is going to make it challenging for provinces and municipalities, and also it has an impact on the relationship between the provinces and municipalities. And I did have a discussion with our Minister of Housing. In fact, I had it this morning, just to have a chat about what we're doing here and what we're trying to accomplish. And one of the things that he assured me is that we will be setting up direct conversations with the municipalities, probably through AMO, to discuss what the provincial and the municipal response could be to the federal announcement and the federal issue, because that is an awful lot of money that is being talked about that cannot be ignored, and the impact that it can have on us here in Ontario and indeed here in Renfrew County. But we want to have those discussions with the municipalities so that they're a full partner in it, because we don't plan to be dictating the rules. And the one other thing that you did say to me is that the next piece of legislation to do with housing will be action specific. It will not be buried in any other kind of legislation. I know we just had 2 recent agricultural bills that we're getting high marks on because they were very specific agricultural bills with nothing else in them. So we're going to do that with a housing bill here in the later in the spring as well. So looking for some things that are going to be housing specific.
Are these all one bedroom? Can I ask a couple of questions?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they're all one bedrooms. There's 2 of them. The first 2 are the same.
This one?
They're all accessible units, but the first 2 are the same, and then the last one has a walk-in shower.
And each one has 2 parking spots?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you'd probably only get 1 car in of the bigger ones, but yeah, if you had a smaller.
But mobility scooters, that kind of thing, you could park 2 of those.
Sure.
Yeah, the small vehicles.
Yeah.
Slow-moving vehicles, they call
even
those.
those little
Yes.
one-person cars you see that around there. Yeah, but they're all 1 bedroom.
But you maintain it, like it's been seeded, and so you.
Yeah, this was all the contractors, and now at this point we take over the.
And the county cuts the grass and maintains the property.
I believe so. Yes.
Yes.
Express our deepest congratulations to each and every one of you in the County of Renfrew and Renfrew County Housing for what is an innovative initiative in getting more housing built, especially affordable housing for people in our community. It's a clear example of how we are, all 3 levels of government are partners in this quest to build more housing and get more housing built for the people of our community and for people across the province of Ontario and across Canada. So again, just want to express my deepest congratulations to each and every one of you, and thank you for having me be here with you today. Thank you. Thanks, MPP. And now, Jennifer Murphy, our warden, the County of Renfrew.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the opening of these new housing units here in the town of Renfrew. It's a pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of the County of Renfrew and to mark this important milestone for our Renfrew County Housing Corporation. In the County of Renfrew's Community Housing Viability Plan, through this work, we are focused on renewing and replacing our housing stock to better meet the evolving needs of our communities. While ensuring long-term sustainability, we continue to strengthen and protect these assets within our portfolio, pursue opportunities for responsible growth, and prioritize the inclusion of accessible units wherever we undertake renewal projects. This development is something we can all be proud of. It was made possible through the strong collaboration and valued support of our partners at the Province of Ontario and the Government of Canada through the Government Ontario Community Housing Initiative. In Renfrew County, we know that strong communities are built by working together. This project is a clear example of what that partnership can achieve. Because housing is more than just a building. It is stability, it is dignity, and it is opportunity. Every new unit we open represents a real and meaningful difference in someone's life. A fresh start, a safe place to call home, or the ability to remain in the community they know and love. That is why this work matters and why we will continue to move forward one project at a time. I am pleased to share that this building will officially welcome its first residents beginning June 1st, 2026, under the management of the Renfrew County Housing Corporation. Thank you to everyone that played a role in bringing this project to life, and thank you all for being here today to celebrate this important step for our community.
And as I invite James Rose, the chair of the Development Property Committee, it's a good segue that the warden mentioned that it's just not one department that created this development. It's a combination of our finance department, our community services, our real estate department. A whole bunch of people had a part to play in this development that we can do, like I mentioned before, repeatable throughout Renfrew County. So again, Chair James Rose. Thank you, Mr. Davis, and it's a pleasure to be here on behalf of the Property and Development Committee. But it's not just about property and development. Jason stole some of my comments when I wanted to certainly recognize the efforts of our CAO and the leadership from his senior leadership team. This certainly is a great example of collaboration between our development property, our Renfrew County Housing, our community services, the finance team at the county, and a plan and a vision to move forward and make better utilization of the properties where these some single family homes are turned into these triple livable units. A very simple but repeatable design that should result in easier maintenance going forward and provide more flexibility by taking some of these units into the communities instead of centralizing all of that, all of those units in one or two towns and etc. So it provides more opportunity for more people to take advantage of the housing. So once again, thank you very much, and we look forward to moving forward with this type of initiative. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today as we mark the opening of this new triplex housing development, an important step forward for our community. Today is about more than a building, a new building. It's about stability, dignity, and the opportunity for individuals and families to put down roots, feel safe, and build a better future. We know that secure housing is the foundation for overall well-being, supporting health, employment, and stronger community connections. I would like to extend our sincere thanks to our provincial and federal partners. Your investment and collaboration makes projects like this possible and demonstrate a shared commitment to ensuring that everyone has access to safe and appropriate housing. At the county, we continue to focus on practical, community-based solutions that strengthen wellness and stability. Developments like this triplex are part of a broader effort to increase housing options and support residents in securing and maintaining a place to call home. When we invest in housing, we invest in people. And when people are supported, our entire community benefits. Thanks to everyone who played a role in bringing this project to life. Thank you.
It's great to be back up here. I'd like to say thank you for the efforts of Paul and Jason, Andrea, and all of their team for getting us here. And to Craig as well, and County Council, because it was a vision. I wouldn't even go that far. It was just a comment in my warden's address saying, look, we really need a housing summit. And we kicked it around for a while. We weren't sure what that meant. And I think initially we were afraid, or at least I was afraid, that we were gonna have to present some grand vision and hold it up for criticism. And I think this has been the correct approach, because it's been, we'd like to get somewhere, how do we get there? And to go back to what the Warden's Caucus motto is if not us, who? And the answer used to be nobody, and now in this community we think it's us, which is this room. And full marks to Lance approached me at lunchtime and gave me his card. I'm going to send him some information. We're going to get some more dialogue going. So we've got some dialogue with the CMHC on a variety of levels. And so I will probably hand them off to people with much more knowledge than myself, but we'll start there. But thank you very much for that. That was very very impressive that you came up, introduced yourself, and said, "I'm the guy you just badmouthed." And he didn't say that. I did feel a twinge of guilt though, which is unusual for me to feel guilty. But anyway, what a great day! Lots of open dialogue and honesty. Really like that. And just to reinforce, the County of Renfrew as a community is wanting to move forward. The County of Renfrew as a corporation wants to move forward. The County of Renfrew Council wants to move forward. This is probably the most forward-looking council that we've had in my time since 2006.